much more than UDA probably, because UDA appears a bit reluctant. Probably they've realized that yes, there will be casualties within the party once ODM comes, because definitely they'll occupy space. But Odede, ODM appears very much excited, probably even begging for this merger, don't you think?
I don't think so, Fred. Why would anybody say it is ODM begging when we both know how we got here? Because it is not something that ODM started. It is something that Kenyans started when they went to the street. When ODM went to the street, they came back, there was NADCO, and there was a conversation going on which was led by Kalonzo Musyoka. On the other side was Ichung'wah. But then when they agreed on certain things that should be taken to Parliament and be processed through policy and the legal frameworks, then the Gen Z movement came, which ODM did not start. So if the Gen Z movement metamorphosized to William Ruto and the Kenya Kwanza government reaching out to Raila Odinga, and the country was burning, and Raila became a statesman enough to say, if we let it go that route and the country burns, we as ODM, Azimio, and all those are opposed to government might not even have a country to go and vie for and lead after that. So how it ended up that it is ODM who wanted this, I don't know. That's a version I am new to.
Back then,
the version I know.
Back then, things were different. This is 2 years later.
Things were only different because Raila was alive. And now Raila is dead. That's the difference, the major difference. Because even if you look at the party right now, there are people who right now are bold enough to tell the new party leader, Oburu Odinga, how old he is, when we both know Oburu and Raila were actually almost age mates, because when somebody is within 5 years with you, those are just age mates. So nobody was daring Raila in the eye and saying, you are old, I want your seat. But now we have young people who are saying, you are old, I want your seat. So that's the difference is the absence of Raila Odinga. But coming to this whole arrangement, I think Raila was clear, and he said, we came in to quell the fire that was consuming the country. Then to quell that fire, we agreed on some 10 points agenda, which they signed with President William Ruto. And among those 10 points agenda, they captured some of the things that Raila and his team in Azimio were agitating to get leadership so they could implement. And one of the key things was cost of living. It is in the 10 points agenda. So right now the country should be looking at, is that one of the 10 points agenda, the key thing that comes back to the people? Is it really happening? Is there something that is being done about it, or in terms of cost of living? The second thing about this, which I think has made some of the people from where I come from very excited, is the agenda of compensation, the justice compensation to the victims of protest. Because where I come from, my people have been on the street longest. So if you are to compensate these people, definitely there is going to be a huge chunk of people getting this compensation from my end.
Really
Unfortunately,
do you really see that happening, compensation?
It should have been, it should have happened by now if Kenyans didn't go to court. And that is taking us back to the conversation. we have a country. I mean, people can stop the president from doing some things. And we stopped the president from the Finance Bill 2024. And so, even as we want to paint on one hand a picture of gloomy whatever, there is also evidence on the right that sometimes we can always rise and do these things. So in the ODM as a party, I think the conversation was, if this 10 points agenda goes well, then we might as well consider talking to you about a coalition going forward. Okay. And so, according to the ODM team, especially those who are put in the committee tracking the 10 points agenda led by Zani, maybe the report they have given shows the leadership of ODM party that we are not too far from what we wanted.
Maybe.
So we can actually start talking to these people about the coalition. And there is nothing wrong. If you say ODM is excited, are you saying opposition, united opposition, are not excited about their coalition on the other side?
We're talking about ODM here. ODM and UDA. This 10 points agenda is being bandied around as the biggest thing. But looking at ODM, that